riding 40 in the sky, blowing on some threats. I got my mind on my money and my pistol on my lap. I'm out in traffic getting plays, just hit my line, I'm on the way. I got Gorilla Glue and cookies, GMO and birthday cake. I'm leaving rubber on the street, police ain't catching me. If they get behind me, I'ma drop the clutch and smoke's all they gon' see. Yeah, I'ma hustle till I die, that's all I know, it's in my blood. I made all this out of nothing, I really got it out the mud.
What's going on? Smoke Flare 392. Keep trying to record this video, but every time I set my phone up on my dash, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, so I just hold it and drive or like this. But today's video is basically just gonna be about just a few things that I dislike about my 2011 SRTA Challenger. A lot of y'all might know this is my third Dodge Challenger. My first one was a 2010 RT, and my second one was a 2013 SRTA 392 6.4 liter. Same as this one. This is 2 years older though, so I wish I look at this Challenger. He be acting up in the city. But love Challengers, love Dodge, I love everything Mopar, but two-door coupe vibes for me. You feel me? Can't beat it. Sunroof shawty. Even though that's probably where we're about to start off at. One of the first things I dislike about my car right now is the sunroof. And I'm saying sunroof because, like when I first, like my first Challenger had a sunroof. Like it had to have a sunroof, had to have leather, had to have leather, had to have heated seats. It had to have a big screen. I didn't want the little screen. Had to be loaded. So sunroof is a part of that. So I needed that. I'm not sure in my RT if it was as annoying as it is in this one. I'm not sure if it's annoying as it was in this one, but like it rattles a lot, like between the headliner and I think maybe just some bolts up there, but it rattles a lot. Like if I'm going over speed bumps or anything, and I'm driving on one of our very few messed up roads here, but you can hear, you probably just heard that rattle. It just rattles, especially on like bumpy roads or on the highway, going at high speeds and just, going over dips and stuff through the highway. It's just one of them things, like when you're inside the car, like I can hear all of it. Like, I mean, you can probably hear it now, but like we just hear it. And it's not the worst, like it ain't the most annoying thing about the car, but it's definitely like, you can hear it. It's just shaking. And I mean, if I close it, let's see. It still rattles. Second thing I'm gonna get to, which is another rattle that I get in this car, and that's the front suspension. Like anybody that's owned a Dodge car, Chrysler, Jeep, probably not so much as the Jeeps, but the Chargers, the Magnums, the 300s, Challengers, the front suspension in these cars is not the best. And I'm not gonna say they're not the best from factory. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tight suspension, pretty decent, stiff, but I mean, after so many thousand miles, once you get in the 50s and 60s, for some lower, like everything shakes. I mean, you got control arms, your tie rods, fucking everything, bro. Like you can hear a lot of that down there. And like I said, the first thing first, I know it's control arms, maybe struts, but like, I mean, the suspension on these things goes bad so quick. It go bad so quick. I mean, that's just what that is. I'm not gonna say it's horrible from the factory, but they definitely don't last as long as you would want them to. I mean, and like I said, a lot of people will say it's because of how you drive it, but I mean, the front wheels don't do nothing but turn the car. You know what I'm saying? You got bumps and you got road conditions that you gotta consider, and then, you know, driving. So that's the second thing, though, y'all. It's the front suspension in these Mopars. I don't know if they cleaned it up with the 15 and ups, but I mean, I can say for sure at least 2014 and down. Like, I know the suspension is upgraded in the SRTAs, but I mean, it gets pretty clunky after a while. So that's the second thing. Third thing, the number 3 thing I dislike about my Dodge Challenger is my rear view vision. Like, these A-pillars in the back are pretty thick and pretty huge, and past this little quarter window you got back there, you know, you don't got a lot of visibility, so you really don't have a blind spot, you know, past that little bitty quarter window. And I don't know how to feel about that. It's just it gets annoying. I mean, I guess I'll have to get one of them blind spot bubbles to put on my mirror. But yeah, the third thing would just be like that, just that visibility right there. You know, and it ain't the worst. It's just, you know, I would like to be able to actually see. I'm pulling up to the house. So yeah, that's just the third thing, and that's just something minor and minute. Them A-pillars are huge, and it's kind of like that in the Charger, except you got an extra back window and a little quarter window, but it still even has a huge pillar back there to where the visibility is kind of, you know, not all there. So that's the third thing. The fourth thing I would say I dislike about my SRT8 is that it's slow. Like, and when I say slow, I mean these cars are faster for what they are. It's a 6.4 liter 392 cubic inch engine, so fast for what it is. But you have to think, if this engine was in a car that was, let's say, 3,500 pounds, like a Mustang, just stock, maybe this engine could beat a Hellcat. It could roll on one, or at least. And for all you Mustang pony boys, your engines are really not 5 liters. They're 4.9 liters. Look it up. But yeah, they're slow, man. You put one of these up stock for stock against a SS Camaro or a 5.0 Mustang, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get walked, unless y'all are doing some extreme, like 70, 80 rolls or some shit like that. Those cars are way lighter and a lot more aerodynamic. So Challengers really aren't aero when you think of it. It's just a heavy shell. The only aero that these cars have is the spoiler that comes stock, and I have a wicker bill on mine just to give me a little more. I do not have the middle piece, but you have the spoiler to give you some downforce, and then the front splitter in the front, and it's actually vented kind of in between, give some downforce and some cooling to the brakes. But other than that, there's not a lot of aero to this car. There's no cuts on the side, or, you know, like, it's opened up. So I mean, it probably loses more aero than it gains, just in the way that mouth opens. When you think of a Charger, it's flush all the way around, and a Challenger, it has a mouth and it kind of sinks in and kind of makes a C shape. So not the most aero. I mean, it probably cools down pretty good just because of how long and wide that front grille is, and the lower grills, all that. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, they're slow. And the 15, I had to get out the car to show y'all the 15. But the 15 that I really just dislike about my Challenger is the taillights don't line up. They don't line up. And I got a custom overlay on mine, and it don't matter how perfect you lay it on each piece individually. It doesn't sit straight. You gotta push it down to get it to sit straight. And I ain't even gonna say this is with mine. This is with all of them. And I be peeping on the tail light Tuesdays. Anybody that's got a 08 to 14 Challenger, from what I see, them tail lights, they just don't line all the way up. I love the full racetrack tail lights. That's my main reason for wanting to get an SRT8 and not a Scat Pack. I love the Dodge Challengers. The first way they came out with the big headlights. Full racetrack. I don't have fog lights on this one. I don't know why. I know my front end, they redid something on this car. So that's it. That's the end of it. Top 5 things I dislike about my 2011 Dodge Challenger SRT8. Like the video. Y'all can comment. Let me know y'all opinions. How y'all like y'all cars? Anybody out there with Dodge Challengers? Do y'all have these same pet peeves, or is there any different pet peeves that y'all have? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. Share the video. That's it. I'll get at y'all in the next one.